What's interesting about life today with AI and technology, that the perfectionism that many of us hide behind, that is definitely, it was one of
who I am, but the deep need that you had to say, this is me.
I had my aha moment and stood up on stage and just revealed who I am. I feel that God, the universe, they gave me letting go of ego, letting go of other people's expectations, letting go of people pleasing, that I should reveal what I have. It was somehow given to me, and I don't think there's any accidents.
Hey everyone, I'm your host, Anna Lawson. You are watching To Live with Purpose.
Hi friends, welcome back. This is a place where we believe that by transforming ourselves, we transform the world. And today I want to start with a question. Have you ever felt like you're showing up in your life, but not as your true self? Like you are performing or maybe adapting, people-pleasing, and making everything looks great on the outside, but inside of you, something feels disconnected. Well, today, this is what we talk about. We will explain why that happens, how to start overcoming it. So there are practical tools that you can take today to start overcoming it, and how to show up in your full confidence as your true, authentic self. My guest today is a real transformational expert. She's been doing this for over a decade, knows how to help you uncover all these layers and learn roles that you've been playing in your life and really show up as yourself, because the world needs you as who you truly are. So please help me welcome Kat Marenzi. Kat, so great to have you here.
Thank you, Anna. I'm really honored to be here.
Kat Marenzi has spent over 25 years in the automotive industry, building a successful career. She has background in engineering, and then she felt the pull towards something deeper, what she calls her journey from dealership to healership. Today, she's a TEDx speaker and founder of the Space.Love, creating powerful spaces for people to reconnect who they truly are, access clarity, and experience real transformation from the inside out. She's also the creator of Joy Fest LA, the Unmasquerade, an immersive experience designed to help people unmask, reconnect, and explore a new way of being. So today we are diving into how awareness dissolves the roles we've been playing and how to work with your brain instead of against it, and what it really takes to come back to your most authentic self. We had on the show Natalie, that you also participate with biometric study, what she created. We also had Dr. Mitch Abrams, we had Mark Leisure, and these are real experts when it comes to heart-brain coherence and changing your energy, because we know that first step to change is changing your energy field. So all these topics are so inspiring and creative and helping us be better humans. Because when we are better humans, we create a better world. So we are really, truly honored to have you here in the studio.
Thank you, Anna.
So thank you for doing the work. It is so amazing to have you here live in the studio. I'm really excited. All right, so we are going to start a little bit by answering some audience's questions. Very simple. What does it actually mean to lose touch with yourself? And what happens psychologically?
I believe it comes from fear. I feel that we can distill life down to two words: love and fear. So when you come from fear, you're afraid of what somebody might think. And for me, I was at Burning Man about 4 years ago, and I wanted to watch one of my teachers that was speaking there. And I remember having a conscious thought: how can I meet the man that I've learned so much from, that I have so much reverence and respect for? How can I show up as my true, authentic Kat? So that's what my TEDx was about. Stop masking and start magnetizing. So I decided that I was going to take my wig off. I have alopecia for about 23 years, and I've been wearing it every day unless I'm at the beach or I'm at home. And I thought, well, if I go see him without my wig, he'll remember me. But the next time
That's
I
true.
see him. And when I did that, and when I met him in person, I didn't feel afraid. I still felt seen. I didn't feel judged because he's such an evolved human and he's learning so much about life and sacred geometry and just how mathematics is really the basis of our world, and that we haven't discovered anything, we've uncovered things. So that was a pivotal moment for me. And when I took a public speaking course right here at the Kin through Richard Green.
Richard Green, I know him very well.
Yes. So I took a course, and at the end of it, we didn't want it to end, so we started the Kin Talks. And so my Kin Talk was about my experience at Burning Man, what we're talking about, and how
Where you had your aha moment.
I had my aha moment. And it was the first time that I actually, other than at Burning Man, that moment, stood up on stage and just revealed who I am. I feel that God, the universe, they gave me this bald head. And I decided that as I'm learning about letting go of ego, letting go of other people's expectations, letting go of people pleasing, that I should reveal what I have. It was somehow given to me, and I don't think there's any accidents. So it was.
It happened for a reason.
It must have been
There's a-
for a reason. And I thought, well, if I can help somebody, and people under the age of 20, mostly females under the age of 20, they're the ones that have alopecia more than anyone. So I didn't get mine till later in life.
But you wanted to help somebody who maybe feels
Yes.
that way, to
Yes.
help them feel also accepted
Exactly.
and appreciated for who they are. So what does that feel like when you really are seen without any need to pretend and show up as who you are?
I feel clear. I feel like I'm a clear channel to receive love and light from God and the universe. And as a result of being clear, I'm also present. So I'm aware of this clarity. So it all works together. When you are in alignment and you are present in the now, not in the past ruminating, thinking, oh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Or in the future, trying to control it, saying, maybe because I did it this way in the past, perhaps I will have a similar outcome in the future. That's not true.
That is not true.
Right. Historical data does not prove future outcomes.
Exactly.
So it's just been a journey of some realizations and awareness. And the more that I became present and in alignment, the synchronicities, the miracles were unbelievable. I would say something about Milos, Greece, where I'm going to facilitate a retreat. 5 minutes later, a couple walk into our camp at Burning Man, and they said, could we borrow an extension cord? And so the man went back and spoke to the guys, and then I was speaking to the young lady. She happens to be Greek. I'm Greek.
That is so interesting.
And then I started sharing a little bit about what I did, and they said that they just got back from Milos, Greece. It was not even 5 minutes that I mentioned it. So this is just a small, fun example of the synchronicities and the miracles and the beauty that's all around us. But when we're not present, when we're not our true selves,
We're not open for it.
and then they're always there.
It's
but
like we're blocking it with
we
our
are
own
blocking it.
with our own unawareness.
Yes, with our own unawareness. We
Yes.
are our own worst enemy.
That
But
is so
it's
true.
not our fault.
That is so true. That is so true. Why do people lose that sense of self in the first place? What happens?
Well, number one, they don't have good modeling. And it's not our parents' fault either, because their parents didn't know. So it's just like a transgenerational. It's a generational paradigm that we are molded and formed, and our perceptions have to do with our upbringing, with the best intentions, with our teachers, our professors, the news, politics, the environment. I call it the current paradigm that we're living in. Post-COVID, I do believe that people are starting to become more aware that maybe the things that they thought were true may not be true. And I do feel that people's hearts are opening and their minds are becoming more clear to possibilities. because we have the technology now to prove it. A lot of us want proof,
Yes.
right? It's
Exactly.
hard to have pure faith.
Uh-huh.
And I
Without
honor-
any data or data.
Right.
Yes.
And now we're proving what the ancients have been saying.
Exactly.
So it's a very powerful time, and I'm super excited.
Exactly. We are excited also. So tell us first, how do you define masking and unmasking? What do you mean by that entirely?
It's to not be your true, authentic self. It's to hide behind
Different roles
different
or
roles.
versions of yourself.
Right. And they all could be facets of yourself. It could all be a part of who you are, but it's not your true, authentic self.
This is also requires, I think, being honest with yourself. It may be finding an environment that you feel better in,
And aligned.
aligned.
Mhm.
And it tells a little bit about the power of aligned environment. How does that affect you?
What's interesting about life today with AI and technology, that the perfectionism that many of us hide behind, that is definitely, it was one of my masks. You know, just-
Perfectionism.
yes. Now, what's kind of funny is that if you have an imperfect video or an imperfect post, then people actually appreciate it more these days because AI is creating all these beautiful, perfect things. And now we're not enjoying the perfection.
Totally unnatural.
So when you see a little glitch here and there, like, okay, that's real. That's
That's
not
a real
AI.
human.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. And I'm embracing that. And as a result of living my life in alignment, things are becoming more clear. My purpose is becoming more clear. And as a result, I'm magnetizing, like, I feel like somehow you came into my life because of it. And the miracles that are around me are absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So
It is sometimes can feel overwhelming.
yes, goodness can be overwhelming because we're not taught how to receive
That is
beauty
true.
and
That is true.
right, and miracles.
That
We
is
know how to
true.
deal, or some of us know how to deal with, suffering and trauma because we talk about it a lot. But when you are in a place to receive beauty and love and light and abundance, it's like, I want to share this with somebody. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but it's also a little uncomfortable.
It starts to feel uncomfortable.
But I'm happy about
it. And grateful.
And grateful, yes. And actually, gratitude is, so the first step for me is forgiveness of self, and minimize the judgment of others, at least cutting that energetic cord. Don't ruminate about it. Don't try to control it. Allow it, surrender, and
Let it go.
let it go. And it's not so easy, but the next step is by being grateful.
Gratitude is such a powerful
It
emotion.
is just everything.
Yes.
Just to be grateful that you woke up. Grateful that,
for your heartbeat.
yes, just for life, for love, for beauty, for the ocean, for the blue sky, for living in LA, for being alive, for having family and friends. And when you are grateful, you can't suffer. You can't do at the same time. So that is a way of grounding yourself, is to be in gratitude. And two of my favorite words that I use when I start my gratitude meditation is I am. I am grateful. I am love. I am forgiveness. I am life. And it is a nice reminder. And then you'll see that when you start your day this way, or you repeat this throughout your day, let's say that you run into an ex, and you're like, oh dear, and then your mind wanders. You remember gratitude and forgiveness, and you stand in presence, and you will see that things will start to fall in place when you remember who you are, your sovereign self. And in order to be your sovereign, authentic self, you release those things that no longer serve you.
You let them go.
You let them go, and you're in a receiving mode. And
you create space for it
Yes.
to receive.
right,
Creating space. How wonderful. You are like a poet. I love it.
a poet and didn't know it.
So this is so important for somebody watching right now. What are subtle signs someone is living from that level of performance? rather than their authentic self. Can you give us some micro examples in daily life?
Social media. We mask on social media. We don't present some of our unfortunate situations
Exactly.
or our challenges. I'm starting to see some of my teachers actually sharing all of their life with some balance, because I think there's a lot of us that want to present our best face, literally.
Yes.
And then there are others that try, but that's more of a humble brag.
Exactly.
But we're human, and our humanity includes a certain amount of suffering so that we can learn.
It's always a learning curve.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somebody that I admire would say, the thing that you resist persists. So if you're starting to feel a resistance around you because you're persisting on doing something, it's all about awareness. When you're aware that you're doing it, you're able to say, oh, I'm doing that thing again. You stand back and then you talk to yourself. Okay, I'm being triggered again. I'm feeling that I'm hiding again. I am feeling like I'm performing. I'm doing that thing again.
I don't follow my inner state. I am caring more what other people think.
Yes.
And so this is a first step.
First up is awareness of your awareness. And then you take a step back. You take what I call a sacred pause before you react. So you're intentional about the next thing that you say. So you step back and you look at yourself almost as a third person. Okay, this is the third time today that I'm feeling this, that maybe there is somewhere in your body that is feeling stuck. Maybe,
it's like a blocked
right,
energy. Or
maybe your throat chakra, maybe it's starting to feel sore. And then you're like, okay, there's something that I need to say. So it's an awareness of your body, of your soul, your spirit. And it's not hard to do once you are aware that you're doing it. So it's just an awareness of your awareness, and it's a remembering. So
you recommend pausing, becoming aware,
and then saying, this is the third time this week, this is the third time today that I'm feeling triggered. I'm feeling a sense of tension. Maybe it might be in your solar plexus. It might be in your throat.
People call the emotions in the different parts of the body.
Right. The body keeps the score.
The body keeps the score.
Right. So, or sometimes our traumas are stored in our energetic field. They might have, there might be something that's out here that you can't access. But when you're present and in the moment and you're aware, well, okay, that there's a pattern here. Also, pattern recognition is really important to say, all right, I keep doing this.
What can I do to stop?
What can I do to stop it? And why is it happening? Sometimes the why isn't as important, but the awareness that you're doing it, because
sometimes we cannot explain why we are doing something.
Right.
Is this something that we adopted as a safety strategy when we were kids?
Of course.
So to be accepted and
be
loved.
A good kid, to not talk. Those poor young children, when they really want to move and run around, and they're forced to sit in their desks, and there's fluorescent lights, and they're not eating healthfully, and the water is not pure. There's so many variables, and it's just what's been expected of us. But I also feel that today is such an exciting time because of this true awareness. People are banding together, like the Waldorf School. Rudolf Steiner used to talk about how we need to eat more healthfully. We need to have regenerative farming. We need to drink spring water, and we need to teach our children to be more of themselves. And there are more schools around the world that are focused on it. All starts with our children. And when they're aware, they grow up to be more grounded humans and more grounded adults.
So this is a learned strategy of protection.
Right, yes.
That's why we people please.
Right. From teachers, from
parents,
our parents,
caretakers
that maybe aren't aware because that's how they were raised. And what I tell myself, if let's say that I'm disappointed by somebody, and this has really, really helped me, they don't know any better. It's not their fault. They know not what they do. And when I picture them as maybe a child, then I release that tension, that resistance.
And the judgment.
And the judgment. And then the energy channels open up. And so then you're able to discern what really is happening.
That is so true, because I also wanted to highlight this and put it out there that people pleasing, sometimes we have to also take our own part that we play in it, because the other person doesn't know what's in your head. So if you keep saying yes, they probably think that you think yes as well. So they don't know that you think, no, I don't want to do that, but you're saying yes. So there is a gap between how you appear and what you really truly want. So what are some ways that we can say no in a nice way and still have respect for the other person?
Yes.
Because if you're doing this for 10 years, you will feel very drained of energy. So how do we say no and respect the other person and still maintain the relationship with setting up the healthy boundary?
With compassion, with a way, with a tone and a manner that they can hear it. I know that when I became aware that I was not being my true, aligned, authentic self, because I didn't have the tools on how to say no, I believe that I swung the pendulum over too far.
And so you completely lost yourself in the process.
Yes, because I didn't have the tools to be that way.
So, and what did you learn? How can we do this?
In a balanced way. So rather than just blurting out, no, I don't want to do that, right? There is a way that you can say it, but it takes practice. So maybe you can practice with your siblings or your best friend. Because I do believe that when you change the paradigm on how you live, you experiment, and sometimes you might swing the pendulum over too far. And then you're like, oh, that's why I wasn't my true authentic self. That's why I was a people pleaser, because this is the reaction.
Yes.
But there is a middle ground, and there is a way to communicate bad information.
Saying no.
Or saying no.
Saying no,
right.
in a mindful way.
Yes, in a conscious, mindful way that also people will look at you and you'll be a good example.
Exactly. So with compassion, with awareness.
And a coherence that they could feel your authentic heart, that there is a coherence.
Being truthful to what you feel.
Right.
It's not that you want to hurt anybody or you have a good intention, but you're simply unavailable or you simply don't want to do something. If you are constantly saying yes, you're pleasing everybody else. So you care more about what other people think than what you think. Why do we do that? Why do we care more about what other people think than what we think?
I remember watching a show a long time ago, Oprah. And I remember this subject was always
brought up.
It was always brought up. And I remember thinking, gosh, she's Oprah. She has everything. And she too cares about what other people think. And she would have different, experts on the show. And I remember thinking, wow, this must be something that all of us feel.
It's that common humanity.
Yes. Yeah. It is. And the older you get, she said, the more you're not going to care. And it is true that with experience, with life experience, you acquire wisdom. But my whole goal as a bridge from somebody starting out their spiritual journey is to help people suffer less earlier than waiting to be my age and suffer less and have less time for joy, for peace, for the future. So
translate your experience to help them see the beauty sooner.
Right.
Just be grateful for your breath and your heart. It doesn't matter. It's across genders and cultures and ages. It doesn't really matter. We all have a heart. We all have a human nervous system, which makes us all very similar and connected. So that is so wonderful that you said, because we do need to have a recognition. So this is the difference between people pleasing and being recognized for who you are.
Be recognized to be your true authentic self.
True authentic self.
Yes.
Yes. So what is the first step for somebody who is a people pleaser to start showing up as their authentic self, even if it feels scary and uncomfortable.
It's about nervous system regulation.
Mhm.
It is about taking that pause. A lot of us, we listen to people so that we can react and we can speak, or we can say, oh, yes, this happened to me. But if we can learn to be more present in the now, not in the past, not in the future, and listen to learn. And there's a responsibility that we have to give that person that we're talking to our undivided attention. That's when they feel seen and heard. And being aware that you're in the now, that your mind is not ruminating or doubting or saying, why did I say that? And it's not in the future.
The breath can help us.
Breath and meditation helps. But I learned something from Dr. Joe Dispenza's course.
I love Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yes.
We always talk about that.
And what I learned from Dr. Joe is that the world has infinite possibilities, but we label things. And when we make an assumption, let's say that I'm speaking to somebody and let's
we
say
localize things. We give them names and labels. I think we constrict the possibilities that are open to us.
Exactly. Yes.
Uh-huh.
His analogy is the iceberg theory, that life is like an iceberg where the top 10% we can see. The bottom 90% is below the sea. The quantum field, our energetic field, life itself, is the 90% that we don't see and that we don't understand. And we only understand 10%. So if we're listening to somebody and we're labeling them, we're making assumptions, we are preventing ourselves from actually hearing what they're truly trying to say, because we're making an assumption based on our experiences. But what they're saying could be so profound that we're limiting it.
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned Dr. Joe, because I'm fascinated by his mental rehearsal. He says our brains work as a pattern recognition. So if you don't prime yourself for abundance, for opportunities, you will pass by them and you will not even, you'll not even notice them.
You'll miss the beauty. You'll miss the miracles and the synchronicity.
Because you live in that old constricted story.
And to have a clear mind and an open heart. And the open heart comes from self-forgiveness and self-love. But the clear mind is so that you can discern from the infinite possibilities rather than the labels that have been given to us in the current paradigm and current life that we understand it. It will open up your whole world to do this.
How do we start embodying it? Is it the way that we walk into a room? Is it the way that we start our day? The way that we eat? Even when we are alone?
Yes, and yes. It's all of the above. It's really to be centered, grounded, grateful, forgiving. Yes, we all have bad days, but suffering is a call to action. It's either the right way or a lesson. And
Perfect.
Even the right way could be 100 different ways for it to be the right way. So when you're at a place of indecision, I believe that indecision is somebody's personal hell. It's best to make any decision, because at that point you will see whether it was aligned because it feels good, because you're magnetizing more life, you're noticing more miracles and synchronicities, or if it's the wrong path, it's not going to feel as good, it's going to feel dense, it's going to feel heavy, but you will discern lessons from that. And you'll know next time which path to take.
Absolutely. Decide and learn.
Yeah.
And keep going from the place of love, compassion, and alignment. Maybe practice, I don't know, in the mirror?
The mirror is so powerful.
It is.
The other day, somebody told me that it's a portal. That
Yes.
when you look at the mirror, you're able also to maybe see yourself as a child, or talk to yourself in the mirror and talk to your little girl or your little boy. And then you say, you made it this far, Kat, you made it. That's great. You have, 9 lives. You land on your feet, and then you give yourself a high five in the mirror, and then see how that feels.
That is so from Mel Robbins. It comes that really simple exercise that has
I'm not surprised.
Enormous power.
Mhm.
You actually feel like you have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And
I talk to myself all the time.
It's very powerful. If you can send a message to everybody on the planet So every person receives it. What would it say?
You are loved.
How wonderful that is. Can somebody truly love somebody else if they don't love themselves first?
No, it's surface.
I love you so much. This is such a wonderful moment. You see how the heart brings...
I'm very moved right now.
Oh,
Thank you, Anna.
This is wonderful. I love you. No, you are like a saint. You also wanted to mention a little bit about your cacao. Can you tell us about, about the ritual?
So I have a 3-month program and a 6-month program, and I'll start my facilitations with hardened pathogens. One of the hardened pathogens is cacao. It's a beautiful medicine. It's a plant medicine, and it facilitates the heart opening. And when the heart is open, that's when we talk about forgiveness. But the cacao is the catalyst. I too like efficiencies. So we can get to that state with breath, with meditation, but cacao, and sometimes kana is indigenous of South Africa. It's like cacao on but it just breaks open people's hearts quickly so we can start releasing those things that no longer serve them. And then it makes room in the heart to receive all the beauty, love, and light. And I had a cacao session with one of my friends. She too is an energy healer. And it was supposed to be a 1-hour Zoom call. It became a 5-hour Zoom call.
I love it. It's wonderful.
And so much became clear as a result of that.
So your clients start by taking it? So
By-
physically
yes,
drinking
right.
it.
So it's indigenous of Guatemala. I found a source that's organic and indigenous of that country.
But for somebody who is skeptical out there, this is all natural. These are natural products. Cacao you can buy at Whole Foods is in a bag. Is that, or you use a specific one that is?
I'm a little bit more of a purist, so when my
Sure.
friends go to South America, they will bring me back some
Sure.
ceremonial organic cacao from the cacao farms directly. And they call it a hardened pathogen. So the ceremony around it is similar to having tea, where you're very present with that other person, very, very intentional and beautiful. And then the process of drinking it, it also is very healthy. It's an antioxidant, but it actually facilitates this love, feeling, open-heartedness.
Wonderful. It has that, you feel like a warm hug from inside. That's what I
Exactly.
heard people say.
Yes.
Thanks, Kat. This is such a pleasure. You're the best teacher for showing up as your authentic self. Because
Thank
the
you,
world needs us. You're so welcome. World needs you as you are. And there is so much strength in who you really are. Much more charm and personality when you show up as your real self versus playing something that you're not. So have the courage to
Be you.
To be you. We need you. We're so grateful for your energy. We're so grateful for all your questions. Keep sending your questions. They really help us create these great conversations that are not just conversations. Use these tools. It will change your whole life. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.